Let's have a look at how you can recover some clarity from blurry footage. Here's what I do and the thought process behind it. First, I identify if the video is either noisy, blurry, or both. In some cases, like when I film using the native camera application on my Samsung device, the video comes out overly sharpened with little clarity, leaving me with a blurry footage filled with noise and overly sharpened. Now this is a bit harder to recover because the sharpness is already damaging blurry footage. So over here with this clip, it's not overly blurry or overly sharpened. So I'll zoom in here just so I can show you a bit of the level of details that we have and what we don't have. So for example, over here we have this license plate on this motorcycle. And to sharpen the images, there are a few things to do. If you have noise in the footage, sometimes that can also be caused by a lack of contrast. So one thing you could add is to simply look for contrast and then add that to your clip. And I'll increase it ever so slightly, so let's say up to 260, just to keep things light. So we have the before and after, minimal changes, but that just might be enough to remove some minor noise. Now, getting into the sharpening, we can search for sharp, and we'll start with the contrast adaptive sharpen. You can set it to Y or all, or any other of these values, but I'll stick to Y, which should be luminance or value. And now depending on your footage, you could go up to 9, which might introduce a lot of noise back into your footage. So if we zoom in here on the subject, I'll turn it off. You can see it's a bit blurry. We don't have all that many details. Turn it on, we get the details back, but we also get a lot of noise. So for this, let's say we drop it down to 7. So we're getting just the finer details back, but we've just introduced some noise. To address the noise, we can look for noise and use the HQDN 3D or even the 3D FFT denoiser, but we'll look into that in just a moment. Now with the HQDN 3D, I'll decrease the temporal because we're not really trying to address the temporal changes, but rather the spatial one. So for the spatial, depending again on your footage, you could increase it. So let's say I put it up to 0.05. And if we look at the before and after, maybe zoom in here, it does muddy things ever so slightly. So look at the face of the subject. If I turn it off, we get certain noise. Turn it on, the noise slightly disappears. So let's go back to the motorcycle over here. I'll zoom in a bit. If I turn off the HQDN 3D, you can see how some of the details slightly get muddied when we turn it on. So you really want to calculate the pros and cons. What are you trying to reveal? What are you trying to hide? Or how much noise are you trying to target? Next, we can look for the sharp again. And now we'll go for the sharp unsharp. If you lower the luma horizontal and vertical, the more finer details you're bringing back. When you have it set to the default value of 5, it expands the radius a bit more, and the higher you go, the more you're expanding the radius. Now again, this will depend on your footage and which details you're trying to bring back. So I'll leave it to 5 for this one, and I'll set it to, let's say, 0.5. So if we look at the before, after, we're bringing back subtle details. So if we go back to our subject, if I turn it off, see, not much is changing. And then lastly, of course, optional, another contrast adaptive sharpen, and we could set this one to, let's say, 1. All right, it's bringing back a little bit of noise as well. Now, these are really optional. You don't have to do the entire effect stack, but if we take a look at our image overall, we look at the before and after, you can see how it does sharpen the edges and the details a lot more. And with the contrast, it is adding a bit more of a punch to the image. And finally, if you did add more noise than you would like to, you can either toggle on and off some of these to decide on which one actually gets you the result that you want. You could even use a 3D FFT denoiser, but this can introduce a different kind of noise into your footage. If I increase the value here, and we'll zoom in a bit just to show you. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but you're getting these squares, and these are the blocks. You can change the overlap to try and remove this. You can lower the sigma. I increased it just to demonstrate. You could drop the amount, so what is detected as noise. There are several things you can do to adjust the value and the result of this. But if you notice, it does remove a lot of the noise that we had previously. You could place it before or after some of these effects, just to see if you can reduce the noise without introducing this new blockiness that it adds. But this does recover a lot of the information, or rather it sharpens the information that's already available. So if I were to add these two clips over here, let's go ahead and grab just the video, zoom to fit. I'm going to right click on this clip over here, copy, and I'll right click on the second clip and I'll paste the effects. Let's zoom out a little bit. I'll turn off all of the effects. You can see how the contrast does make it slightly darker as it is punching the darks. And there's not so much so to recover here, but it is adding just a bit of sharpness back into this image. Of course, you'd want to play with the values. This is not a one size fit all, but we are getting a bit more detail. Lastly, with this example over here, if we move here, I'll right click and I'll paste the effects. And already you can see that a lot of the details are coming back. Now it all depends on what you're trying to recover and the final look that you want to have. So I'll turn everything off. We'll zoom in a little bit more, say to the eyes here. And already with the contrast, wait, let's toggle them off one by one. And again, the 3D FFT denoiser is not a must. It's just optional. So already with the contrast, we are adding some definition. Then with the contrast adaptive sharpen, you can see that we're adding finer details or recovering. With the HQD 3D, it is muddying up some parts, as you can see, but it would remove any noise that we might add. So the HQD 3D is not a must. It depends on how much noise you might be introducing into the clip or how much noise was already in the clip. Then we have our sharpen, which is simply going to increase the sharpness that we're recovering with the contrast adaptive sharpen. You could play with these values here, even decrease it if you're not trying to go too far. And in the case of working with a clip that's already very sharpened, you can use the sharp unsharp and put it to a negative value, and it adds a little bit of blur into your clip. So let me disable these top effects here. And you can see that by going to a negative value, we can blur out the clip. This is something I do again when using the native camera application on my Samsung device, since it tends to overly sharpen things. So I add the blur myself and then I resharpen it. So in some cases, just the sharp unsharp would be enough. If you're trying to recover some details, you could go for finer details by dropping it all the way to 3, and it would already be enough. So it really depends on what you're trying to recover, the look that you're trying to go for, how much your image might be blurry or noisy, and how far you want to push it. So these here are a few of the effects that you can use to add the contrast, add a bit of sharpness, remove some of the noise. And again, you don't have to use all of them together. And in the case where you'd have some banding, you could use the deband. I actually have a video on the channel about removing noise from your videos. I have a Ko-fi link down in the description if you'd like to support the channel. You can click on this playlist here to learn more about Kdenlive, and thanks for watching.